What's the weirdest past you thought would never catch you? When I was a kid, video games were my whole world, and they weren't just fun, but a way of life. So late night sessions with my friends turned into early mornings, and we would trash talk strangers, scream at each other in voice chat, and throw around the wildest threats without thinking twice. Because it felt normal and safe, and everyone said stupid stuff online, but nobody really meant it. And half the time, someone would threaten to find you in real life because you quick-scoped them in Call of Duty, and we would just laugh so hard until we cried, because none of it felt serious, but was just part of the game. One night, we even heard one of our friends get fired live during a match. His boss called, furious that he missed a morning meeting, and fired him over the phone while we were raiding a base. But instead of panicking, he just sighed, kept playing, and asked if anyone had extra health packs. And we couldn't stop laughing because real life and gaming life just felt like two different universes, and when they crashed together, it was usually funny. I thought about those nights a lot after I started getting older, but gaming started to become less important because work and real responsibilities took over, and I didn't have 6 hours for long games anymore. And sometimes I missed it, but most of the time I figured I had left that part of my life behind for good. And around the same time, my mom started dating again. She had been single for years, and honestly, I was happy for her, and it felt weird seeing her with someone new, but she deserved to be happy too. After a few months, she told me she had met someone serious and said he made her laugh again and felt different from all the other guys she had dated, and I didn't think much about it until she invited me over for dinner to meet him. I showed up with a bottle of cheap wine and low expectations, but the guy, let's call him Dave, actually seemed pretty normal at first. He made dumb jokes about traffic, asked about my work, complimented my mom's cooking in a way that felt natural, not fake, and nothing seemed wrong. We had dinner and laughed about random stuff, and it all felt weirdly easy. But after dinner, things changed. My mom went into the kitchen to grab dessert, and it was just me and Dave sitting at the table with the noise from the TV humming quietly in the background. And that's when he leaned in a little closer and smiled, but his eyes looked cold, and he asked if I recognized him, and I laughed awkwardly, thinking he was making a joke. But he stayed serious and mentioned an old username I hadn't used in almost a decade, a stupid name I had used back when I spent my nights talking trash on survival servers, and said he remembered me and what I did. And then it all came flooding back. When I was about 15, there was a guy who lost it after I killed him in Rust with a knife during a loot run, and he screamed into his mic, threatened me, and swore he would find me somehow and make my life hell, and take away everything I loved. And we had laughed about it for days afterward, joking about how crazy people got over games, but he wasn't joking. Dave wasn't a random guy my mom met at a bookstore or a coffee, but someone who found her and planned it all. I felt frozen and forced myself to get through dessert without saying anything, and pretended everything was fine. Because what was I supposed to say? Hey mom, your boyfriend is a psychopath from my gaming past who's getting back at me for something I barely even remember.